Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, that means that you have successfully gotten into Moodle, completed the enrollment verification activity, and submitted the orientation certificate. So congratulations, you have done a lot already. Let me start by saying I apologize for not including this in the introduction video, but here's the textbook. It's an actual textbook, so you do need it. You're going to need it for session 1. So if you have not made it to the Nash Community College bookstore, you need to go now. And you are going to use this textbook for an assignment in session 1. So make sure that you get this as quickly as possible. Order it from the Nash Community College bookstore. You can pick it up. You can have it shipped, but at this point you might be out of time if you're waiting for it to be shipped. So if you're local, run to the bookstore and grab this. So it's an actual like in print book. You can check it on Amazon if you're elsewhere and can't make it to the bookstore. The ISBN number is located for you in the syllabus. All right, so session 1 is going to be a kind of getting started session. I have picked a portion of chapter 1 that is going to highlight for you the topic that's focused on this week. But before you jump into the textbook, I really want you to pay attention to these 2 videos that are linked here in the top of the session 1 Moodle page. So they are called Crash Course in Sociology, and they're videos. They're housed on YouTube, and it's a quick, less than 10-minute video that kind of walks you through some sociological concepts. You have to have an understanding of some sociological concepts in order to really understand some things that are going to take place in the textbook. So if you have not taken sociology, introduction to sociology, which is Soc 210, you're definitely going to need to watch these videos. I will tell you that these might need to be watched a couple of times just so you can kind of wrap your head around, okay, this is sociology. Okay, this is how people look at things through a sociological lens. So you can watch those videos now. I would suggest watching them a couple of times, maybe listen to them while you're driving in the car somewhere. Just kind of wrap your head around those concepts. So you're going to watch those 2 videos first. So Crash Course number 1, Crash Course number 2. All right. Then we're going to move into the textbook. So there are portions and pieces of chapters that I'll pull out. There's sometimes where I assign a review of a whole chapter, but not for this session 1. So you're going to start on page 9 at the very bottom where it says Theoretical Frameworks for Viewing Marriage and the Family. And then you're going to read through to the end of table 1.5 on page 24. So this section of the textbook really talks about the function of the family and how that is beneficial to society. And then it also talks about marriage. So as we know, our society has changed a lot within the last 30 to 50 years. And so marriage may not be something that is at the base of every family unit, but it is still very much something that our society embraces. And so that's kind of where we're going to start. This talks about legal marriage and common law marriage, which is something we see much more frequent nowadays. It talks about the benefits of marriage, the different types of marriage, and then definitions of different types of families. So flip through, read that. Hopefully you will kind of start seeing kind of where we're going this semester. We are going to then move into doing a journal entry and I am going to show you those so you can see what we are going to do. The journal entry is going to ask you to watch a video. You'll see that I use these crash course videos a lot. They're just really quick ways to deliver good information to you. So after you watch the video, you're going to copy and paste the items that are in between the dotted lines. So you will highlight the whole journal prompt. You will select the Start or Edit My Journal Entry button, and in the entry box, you will paste the formatting. So there's 2 questions that you will answer this week. Keep in mind that journal entries do have to be submitted by the deadline. They are not included in the 24-hour grace period, so make sure that you are doing journals prior to the deadline. You will answer the question in a short paragraph form. Once you type your answer, you will change that to a different colored font, and you do that by highlighting the text and clicking on the paintbrush and then selecting a different colored font. That way it is very easy for you to see how much response you have given. It's a technique that we have found through trial and error works great for students being able to very clearly see how much information they have put into their entries instead of it being the same color font as the prompt. All right, so you are going to answer that. Once you hit the blue Save Changes button, it's done and it is submitted. So that's all you have to do for the journal entry. You'll then move into the Session 1 lecture notes. When you click on the link to the assignment, it's going to show you that there's a lecture here that you will watch. I do have the Google slides there if you need to access them, the ones that I included in the lecture. And then the lecture notes are a template in Google, and so you'll just click on Make a Copy. Once you get your copy made, you are going to enter the responses for yourself in here. If you know about Cornell Notes, this is looking pretty similar to you. Cornell Notes, the notes only go on the right-hand side. So as you'll see, I have them very clearly labeled. Your notes go here in a colored font. That's for you to input information. You only input information in the notes column. That's the only place where you type. In a Cornell Note style, the main information, the vocabulary words, the very important points or concepts, they're always listed on the left-hand side, and then your notes always go on the right-hand side. So I've kind of got you started there with a few. Your notes go here in a colored font information. So you will complete those. Now you complete these notes by watching the lecture, and then when you're done, you can submit those in the submission box. So you will have a submission box here on this screen. I do not, because my Moodle looks a little bit different from yours. All right, and then we have a writing activity, and this is going to be another template that you make a copy of, and then you will use a tool in the back of our textbook to scale yourself on your attitude about marriage. So hopefully this will be a neat reflection activity for you. You'll answer these questions. You'll see how much each question is worth, so make sure you're writing paragraph form. This is college level writing. And then you will submit your writing assignment. Again, there'll be a submission box here for you. You just can't see that on my screen because I don't have a student view. All right, so just to recap, session 1 is going to consist of 2 crash course videos just to kind of get you a basis of what sociology is and the way that we look at things through sociology. We'll have a review of the textbook portion of Chapter 1. You'll do a journal assignment. You'll complete the lecture and lecture notes, and then you'll have a small writing activity that is incorporated into a marriage scale from your textbook. So just remember, I know this feels like a lot, but summer is half the time, twice the work. So commit to some time that you can put aside and focus on getting this done. I hope that once you get started in this, the information that you are watching or reading becomes very intriguing to you. And so it's not going to feel like as much work once you get started because you are interested in this. Again, this particular class is going to kind of route you through all aspects of the family and how it affects the people in the family and society as a whole. And so I hope that this is going to be a learning experience for you as you kind of mull through this information and do some reflection. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here to answer your questions. The deadline for session 1 is Tuesday, May the 31st, no later than 11:55 p.m. Remember, journal assignments do have to be submitted prior to the deadline. Everything closes at exactly 11:55 p.m. and so you have to have it submitted prior to then. Remember, because it is a summer session, I am offering that 24-hour grace period. So if you don't get it in quite exactly by 11:55 p.m. on Tuesday, May 31st, you do have a 24-hour no penalty grace period on the lecture notes and the writing activity. But the journal does not fall into that. So you do have to start interacting with some sort of content before the deadline in order to get those journal assignments in and graded. Please make sure that you read over that late work policy in the syllabus so you are prepared for that if you do have to use those 24-hour grace period extensions. If you have questions while you're getting started on your work, please let me know. I'm always here to help you, to answer your questions, to calm your fears. So reach out to me if you need me.